All right. Morning, man.
Good morning.
So, I'll get to the verse here in just a minute. This was something that came to mind here actually a couple weeks ago, and I've been chewing on whether to share this, but decided I'd go ahead and do it. It's been many years ago. I got back from college, and I was over at one uncle's house, and we were doing a house project. And me, my uncle, a couple of my uncles, and another couple of people there. And I was downstairs and I was doing something, and I don't remember just what it was that caused me to express my anger in a curse word. But it was one of the times that one of my uncles just stopped and he went, "What just came out of your mouth?" Now, I'm early 20s and been out of the house now for a few years and kind of felt like, who are you to tell me how I can talk? I did not say that. I just went about my business, but I chewed on that the rest of the day. And for a couple of days after that, and it was one of those times that I just stopped and I was like, you know what? He's right. If I'm actually trying to reflect Christ, whether I'm frustrated or angry about something, or whether I'm disappointed, does it give me an excuse to speak that way? I don't know if Pastor will actually cover this verse today or not, but Ephesians 4:29, let no corrupting talk come out of your mouths, but only such as is good for building up as it fits the occasion, that it may give grace to those who hear. It's one of those things that I stop and I think, if it's a word that I would have been disappointed or corrected one of my kids for saying when they were 2 or 3, it's probably not a word that I need to be saying either. And we're all in different places of our sanctification. I'm not trying to come down on any one individual in here today. It was just something that came across my mind when I heard someone here a few weeks ago express something, and I was kind of like, I was disappointed because of who that person was and what I heard. And I was kind of like, something to chew on. It's one of the few stories that I remember about my grandpa Harvey. He died when I was like 5, I think, from a stroke. But apparently when my dad was a little boy, about 3, he said something and my grandma was like, Harvey, do you don't want little Ted to be picking up that kind of language. And he looked at my grandma and was like, he'll speak like I tell him to speak. I can talk how I want to around here. And it was the next day that my dad, at like 3, spilled something on his high chair and just went, GD. And from that moment, my grandpa Harvey looked at my dad at 3 and knew that that was what he said just the day before. And immediate conviction where he was like, okay, am I allowed to spank my 3-year-old for saying what he just heard me say the day before? No, it's not. And from that moment forward, he changed his language. So